Beneath the calm surface of farmlands and forests, an unseen force is reshaping entire ecosystems. An animal once confined to small pockets of wilderness has now spread across continents, thriving where few others can. Each night, these adaptable foragers move silently through fields, leaving unmistakable traces of their presence. Scientists call it one of the fastest wildlife expansions in modern history. But how did a species so ordinary become a global ecological challenge? And what does it reveal about our changing relationship with nature? Across wide stretches of farmland and forest, a quiet battle unfolds every night. It is not between people, but between humans and one of the most resilient and intelligent animals on Earth, the wild hog. These powerful creatures, once confined to limited regions, have now spread across vast territories, adapting faster than most species ever could. Their population surge has brought both awe and alarm, transforming peaceful fields into battlegrounds for farmers struggling to protect their crops. The wild hog, or feral boar as it is sometimes known, is an omnivore capable of surviving in almost any environment. With sharp tusks, keen intelligence, and a remarkable sense of smell, it can find food buried deep underground or hidden beneath dense vegetation. Once introduced to new habitats, these animals multiply rapidly. A single pair can lead to dozens of offspring within just a few years. Without natural predators in many regions, their numbers have exploded, and the effects are now visible from rural farmland to suburban gardens in many areas. These animals are not native. They were originally brought for farming or sport, but escaped into the wild and began thriving far beyond expectations. Their adaptability is legendary. They can live in dry grasslands, wetlands, and even mountain valleys where food is scarce. Their diet includes roots, seeds, worms, insects, small reptiles, and occasionally fawn produce. Every night, large groups called sounders move silently through the dark, plowing through soil and vegetation in search of food. What they leave behind is often devastation: broken fences, uprooted plants, and fields stripped bare. Farmers describe these encounters with frustration and disbelief. Entire sections of cornfields can disappear overnight. Irrigation systems are torn apart, and young trees are uprooted before they have the chance to grow. For rural communities that depend on seasonal harvests, such destruction represents more than financial loss. It threatens their entire livelihood. Over the past decade, reports from agricultural regions have revealed millions of dollars in damages each year caused by wild hogs. Their strength, coupled with their nocturnal habits, makes them extremely difficult to manage. Wildlife biologists studying the phenomenon note that wild hogs possess one of the highest reproductive rates among large mammals. Females can produce multiple litters each year, often with 5 or more piglets per litter. Their young mature quickly, reaching breeding age in less than a year. Without active management, populations can double in size within 12 months. Attempts to reduce their numbers through simple hunting have proven insufficient, as the remaining animals learn quickly, becoming more cautious and harder to locate. Researchers have also observed the remarkable intelligence of these animals. They recognize patterns, detect human scent easily, and can remember escape routes. They often travel along the same paths, communicating through grunts and squeals that warn the group of danger. When threatened, they scatter and regroup later, demonstrating advanced cooperation rarely seen in non-domesticated animals. This intelligence is part of what makes controlling their spread such a complex challenge. To combat this growing issue, several wildlife management programs have emerged worldwide. The goal is not to eliminate the species, but to restore balance between agriculture and nature. Techniques include controlled trapping, sterilization research, and improved fencing systems that deter entry without harming the animals. In some countries, specialized teams use drones equipped with thermal cameras to track movements at night, allowing for accurate data collection and non-lethal management strategies. These operations require patience and precision, as wild hogs are most active under the cover of darkness in regions where human settlements border forests. The presence of wild hogs has led to unexpected encounters. People have reported sightings on rural roads, near rivers, and occasionally within suburban neighborhoods. Though these animals generally avoid confrontation, they can become defensive if cornered or threatened. Experts emphasize education and awareness, advising residents to keep a safe distance, secure garbage bins, and avoid leaving pet food outdoors, as these attract hungry hogs searching for meals. Beyond the immediate concern for farms and property, the ecological impact is significant. Wild hogs disturb soil layers, which accelerates erosion and affects the growth of native plants. Their rooting behavior uproots seedlings, destroys habitats of small mammals, and alters the balance of entire ecosystems. In wetland regions, this damage can affect water quality as loose sediment flows into rivers and ponds. Scientists studying biodiversity loss in affected areas warn that unchecked hog populations could lead to long-term ecological degradation. Despite these challenges, the story of the wild hog is also a story of survival and adaptation. Few species demonstrate such resilience in the face of human expansion. They thrive in places once thought inhospitable, adapting to extreme temperatures and scarce resources. This success, however, comes at a price, one that forces humans to rethink how we coexist with wildlife in shared environments. It is a constant reminder that when species are introduced into ecosystems not their own, the consequences can ripple for generations. For local communities, cooperation has become key. Farmers, conservationists, and government agencies are working together to design comprehensive management plans. Data from tracking collars and motion sensors reveal migration patterns, helping to predict where hogs will appear next. Fences are reinforced, crops are rotated strategically, and early warning systems help reduce losses. In some regions, wildlife corridors are maintained to guide animals toward less sensitive areas, minimizing direct conflict with farmland. One fascinating aspect of this issue is how quickly these animals learn from human behavior. Studies show that wild hogs can detect the difference between active hunting periods and calm intervals. When human presence is frequent, they shift their feeding times to the late hours of the night or early dawn. They even recognize the sound of vehicles and adapt by moving to more remote terrain. This constant cycle of adaptation between humans and hogs has turned the situation into an ongoing test of endurance and intelligence on both sides. From a broader ecological perspective, the rise of wild hog populations also tells a larger story about modern ecosystems. It highlights how human activity, from farming to forestry, can unintentionally create perfect conditions for invasive species to thrive. Agricultural expansion provides food sources, while deforestation opens new pathways for movement. In many regions, warmer climates have further accelerated their spread, allowing populations to remain active year-round rather than hibernating through winter. In response, scientists are developing advanced tools to track and manage populations more effectively. Satellite imagery helps monitor vegetation damage, while AI-based models predict population growth and movement trends. Genetic studies are also underway to understand how wild hogs have adapted so successfully to diverse climates. These efforts not only help control the species, but also contribute to a deeper understanding of invasive ecology, a field increasingly vital in today's changing world. Although the challenges are great, progress is being made. In some test areas, a combination of community engagement, education, and targeted management has reduced crop damage by more than half. Farmers now receive training on preventive methods rather than reactive measures, shifting focus from short-term solutions to long-term balance. Ethical wildlife management emphasizes respect for life while acknowledging the responsibility to protect ecosystems from irreversible harm. The story of wild hogs is ultimately a reflection of nature's power to adapt and humanity's responsibility to maintain harmony with that power. Every broken fence, every ruined field, and every sleepless night for a farmer underscores the importance of understanding, not just controlling, these animals. They are a part of the natural world, neither villains nor heroes, but survivors following instincts honed over thousands of years. The challenge lies in finding equilibrium, a way for both humans and wildlife to coexist without destruction. As dusk falls over farmlands and forests, the movement begins again. Out from the shadows, the sound of hooves rustles through the grass. The wild hogs emerge to continue their nightly search for food, unaware of the growing human efforts to understand and manage them. Their story continues, one of survival, adaptation, and the ongoing quest for balance between civilization and the wild. As the world watches, the lesson becomes clear with each passing season. Every ecosystem, no matter how vast or small, remains connected. When balance is lost, both nature and humanity must work together to restore it. The story of the wild hog is not just about invasion. It is about resilience, coexistence, and the enduring challenge of living alongside the untamed spirit of nature itself.